What's happening? I'm Adagio. I'm about to just make a little series real quick. Nothing too crazy or nothing. Feel me? Just something. Feel me? Cause why not? Feel me? But hold on, just a second. All right, I'm back. um, this is gonna be a series basically about why people need to stop hating on each side. Feel me? Because, well, here's the thing. People get into astrology. A lot of time, people get into stuff. First and foremost, I want to say this. This whole thing I'm doing, this whole project I'm doing here, it's just safe for me to not say that I'm teaching anybody anything. You know what I mean? It's just safe to say that. It's safe to say that this is just me, call it rambling. Feel me? I haven't got a name yet. Feel me? But it's alright. I'll probably have a name by the time this is up there. Feel me? But yeah, and these are just my little ramblings of what I've been processing and what I've been experiencing on my own path. Feel me? And I'm not really interested in being correct or incorrect. Feel me? um, you'd never think I was a Virgo, would you? um, but yeah, I'm not really too interested in being correct or incorrect. If anything, being incorrect actually I see as an opportunity always. You know. So I'm never running away from being incorrect. You know. Um, Whatever correctness is, but that's a whole other deviation, which I will do many of. You know. But my overall thought for this little thing I'm creating right here, this series in particular, the overall thought behind it is that people get into it's not just astrology, but we'll start with that. We'll start here. People get into astrology and they look for the negative traits about everybody, and I guess that's their way of saying working to correct. I guess the idea is using astrology basically to figure out how to improve oneself, which I can respect that. Feel me? Especially when you understand or really overstand, however you want to stand it, that there's information embedded within life. Just like water can, when you make a tea, the water can take on the information of anything that it, is inside it, or it's containing it, even like the plastic bottle that is holding up this phone. If I leave that water long enough, the information that this water was in plastic will appear within the water itself. Feel me? And the same kind of properties or similar properties can happen with light. Um, that being said, that's kind of one of the larger ideas that support just the fact that celestial entities and organisms, or celestial bodies, I should say, have an influence on us at the level of information. Feel me? And that depending on when we got here, and depending on just how things are moving at any given time of the day, that influences the information, how we perceive information, um, and how we the information that we get. So that being said, a lot of people, when they get into astrology and they, look at these signs, Aries through Pisces, you know, people just want to look at like these negative traits, which I feel like, of course, constructive criticism always has its place. But that being said, this series is gonna be more so about, you know, the inverse of that. More so like, okay, like me personally, I feel really a little beyond astrology to an extent. And I feel like that's kind of where we ought to really be at. Feel me? Um, but there's before people are really there. I feel like people usually I see, and I've experienced, kind of being like, or especially like when you like have an ex that's a sign, or you had like a parent that's a sign, or whatever. Like somebody did you some way that's a certain sign, and now you got a certain idea about that sign. Um, we gotta remember when we hate on other people, we hating on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And that really goes down to even those that do us wrong. Feel me? Like when we hate those that do us wrong, all we do is create a mental abyss that that's a dimension where in which they are the owner to an extent. You know, um, that is that's at least how I animate that version of giving your power away. You know what I'm saying? Is that you you don't want someone to have a claim over a dimension within your metaverse. You feel me? Your universe that's within inside of you. People can, some people say don't have somebody living there rent free. But that's kind of aside from the point. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and start with Aries actually, since I'm almost at 10 minutes. I guess I'm making, yeah, that's cool. Why people should stop hating on Aries? Okay, now people I feel like will look at well, what's Aries? Aries is like the energy of like, as I see it, Aries like the energy of like the first to do something, like the pioneers, like, you know um and you know that's kind of comparable to, a warrior, because if you think about it, back in the day, like the people who decided the politics were really, you could argue, I mean, that's really a philosophical, war war philosophy of, who has the power, the soldier or the commander or the politician, whatever. But you know it really is the people who won the wars, dictated, what the next politics of the land was going to be. So that Aries energy of like that warrior, that, Aries, the Greek god of war, you know um that energy, I feel like, is the energy of like creating a new empire, really. You know what I'm saying? Now you can look at the warrior energy from the negative side of it too, and you know, um, you don't have to look at it from the negative side, but like, I guess somebody might notice a negative part to that, which is, perhaps somebody might feel Aries are really aggressive. Some people might feel Aries are really childish, and we have to. I also want to throw in again as another reminder too. We are all each of the signs. Feel me? So like without Aries energy, you know what I'm saying, we wouldn't even be having these conversations. Feel me? Um, so yeah, people need to stop hating on Aries because I feel like if you are in a position where you have an Aries in your life or an Aries in your mind that you feel like is overly aggressive or overly hostile or whatever or childish even, I think it's a reflection of you, not a reflection of that Aries. Feel me? Because even this idea of being childish is really, it's only negative from certain vantage points. Feel me? Like the energy of and that's another kind of symbol of Aries is the baby. You know, um, of course the ram. You know, but what's this? How are how is a baby and a ram similar? Well, neither of them are scared. Neither of them are scared to take charge. A baby, is going to act upon its impulse. It's going to act upon how it feels, which in this world, that can be refreshing sometimes, like especially, more so for like, earth signs and water signs that are more so used to keeping things inside, feel me? That Aries energy, or really that fire sign energy in general, is I feel like Aries is the most fiery of the fire signs, so but that's my own. See, that's my vantage point of Aries, but I think many people would agree with that, um, because it's a striking flame for me, as I see it. That's a metaphoric, really. The striking flame meaning the first spark of something, the spark of a new idea type shit. You feel me? So that's why people should stop hating on Aries because Aries energy is the energy of somebody saying that you won't make it. Oh, you still trying to rap? I have Aries in the second house, by the way. Oh, you still trying to rap? Oh, you still trying to do this? And listen, for me, that list goes on. Oh, you still trying to do that? Oh, yeah, I'm still trying to do it. I'm still on plan A. I never left plan A. Feel me? I never left plan A. Feel me? You know. That being said, plan A, no pun intended. You know, Aries is definitely that plan A energy. Feel me? Like when a lot of people will resort, most of the world, a lot of the world will get like discouraged into not expressing themselves with the authenticity of an Aries. Shout out Oshun. Um, yeah, most people will be discouraged away from that energy, so that's why Aries should be not hated on. Um, yeah. I'm gonna make another one. The next one's gonna be Taurus. So peace.